So greetings from Ireland. I'm delighted to be presenting to you today. I wanted to start off this presentation by saying Gura Mila Mahagut, which is thank you in Irish. It's such an honour to be presenting to you today. So without further ado, I'd like to start. So this is students learning with communities, developing data mapping software to support the work of Blanchardstown Traveller Development Group. So quick introduction, we're a group of third-year students from the Community Development and Youth Work Programme of Technological University in Dublin, who as part of our curriculum were placed in Blanchardstown Traveller Development Group for a period of 8 weeks. We were assigned to the group to complete a project on their behalf, and following a consultation, it was agreed that we would create a data mapping tool in collaboration with and for Blanchardstown Traveller Development Group. So to give you an overview of the project, the purpose of the project was to deliver a mapping tool that illustrated data from 6 local electoral areas as provided for and defined by the group itself. It captures data from the latest census, HP deprivation index, and unofficial traveller accommodation sites that are not captured elsewhere. The mapping tool provides in a more organised way so it can be more easily understood. It aims to provide the group with the tools to be able to implement their strategic plan by having really easy access to information they require in one place by area. It can be used for all kinds of things, for funding applications, to make improvements to programs and services, and to inform the strategic decisions. And it's one of many. It's also important to note that this tool itself is going to be going national within Ireland. So it's something that we're really proud of as students, and the university is too. So to give you a little bit of a background, Blanchardstown Traveller Development Group is located in Dublin, the capital of Ireland, and in the large outer suburb of Blanchardstown. And a little bit about the group itself. It was founded in 1992 in response to the harsh living conditions of travellers in the area. Its aim is to combat the poverty experienced by travellers and promote the welfare and human rights of the travellers through the promotion of the recognition of travellers as a nomadic ethnic group, having its own distinctive culture and lifestyle, and to encourage the positive interaction between travellers and the settled community through committed action via education programmes that build on that resilience and empowerment, that provide quality accredited programmes the travellers can participate and move on to further training, education, or into mainstream employment. And just to put it in context, because maybe everybody here mightn't be aware of travellers or Irish travellers, and I just wanted to put it in context for you. So Irish travellers, as we said, are a nomadic indigenous ethnic group whose members maintain a set of very strong traditions. While they're predominantly English speaking, they also have their own language, and the majority of them are Catholic. As of the latest census figures, there was just over 32,000 travellers within Ireland. And while they represent just 0.07% of the total population, they experience much more inequalities than that of the general population. Unfortunately, they face some of the worst discrimination, not just in Ireland, but across Europe, with more than 2/3 of them having suffered racism. A research compiled by the EU found that 68% of traveller men and 62% of traveller women reported experiencing discrimination. Another survey in Ireland about the rights and living conditions of travellers found that travellers in Ireland reported having the lowest rates across Europe at just 15%. More than 90% said that there was inefficient or inadequate culturally appropriate accommodation available, and that includes halting sites. There is a 70% rate of early school leaving among Irish travellers, compared with 5% of that of the general population. So it gets even starker. An Irish traveller life expectancy estimates are shocking. Data from an All Ireland study said men have expectancy of only 63 years. This is versus 78 of the general population. For traveler women, it's similar, 71 years with 71 years versus 82 in the general population. What this means is that Irish travellers die about 11 to 15 years earlier than that of the general population. The gap in the healthy life expectancy is even more striking. Irish travellers will experience 16 to 17 more years of poorer health than that of the general population. Mental health is really bad as well, where suicide is a real issue. With the suicide rate for travellers, that is 6 to 7 times higher than that of the general population. So we developed this mapping tool. Now I'm going to have to reshare my screen to give you the link. This is what you see here is just a screenshot of the thing, but I'd like the opportunity to demo it for you. So I'm going to stop sharing and reshare again. Okay, so I'm going to click here on just one of the areas, and this is just a little sample. And it brings up the different themes. And for example purposes, I will go into migration here, theme 2. And I will say usually resident population by ethnic or cultural background. So we can click on that. And what you can see here is the raw data. But also you can click on the chart, which shows that raw data organized. So you not only get the raw data, but you also get it shown in a way that's easily understood. Okay, and one more little bit here is I want to go down and show you our HP deprivation index. And this is has more areas within it, but you can see here that the deprivation score was minus 11.5. And the description is that it's very disadvantaged. It also goes on to show you the age dependency ratio, lone parents ratio, proportion with primary and education, and proportion with third level education. So that's the demo. And let me very quickly go back to my presentation. And really, I just wanted to acknowledge and thank Blanchardstown Traveller Development Group, especially Catherine Joyce, who's the joint manager, who is a passionate advocate of travellers for the last 35 years. Also Siobhan Noctor, who was the joint manager, along with being our placement supervisor. And without her time, we wouldn't have been able to achieve what we did. Finally, Pinto Jacob, who's a volunteer on the board of directors. And without his technical expertise, we wouldn't have been able to achieve it. But finally, I'd really like to thank Georgina Lawler. She was our lecturer, along with being our academic supervisor, who put in a lot of time in order to help us get this project over the line. And I just want to say thank you once again, and that's the end of my presentation.